Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this edition of ESPN FC's Extra Time. Craig Burley, Sebastian Salazar with you. Been a while since we got to do this together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to change tact and say you've been missed.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, but you're too busy. You're too busy with your
He was
own...
thinking about it and he realised you
I
hadn't been.
thought, that'll be too nice.
Distance and time make the heart grow fonder.
You're too busy with your own project now. It's all about you and Hercules.
And our award-winning...
Your award-winning show that didn't go unnoticed on this show, and the praise that...
Critically acclaimed, award-winning show.
The praise that we heaped on you as you... was amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you are Football America's cheerleader number one.
What critics?
What critics?
What critics?
Many critics. There are many critics, and they give us much acclaim. Steve Nicol, Jan Agafiortov, as you can see, with us as well.
Come on, chop, chop.
All right, let me open up my email here for the question. Stevie, how's your spirit today? A celebratory shepherd's pie must be on the dinner menu.
Actually, not today. No. It's a pie, but it's not a shepherd's pie. It's a steak pie.
I don't.
And I will very much. I will very much enjoy it.
Oh, dinner's not been had yet in the Nicol household.
No.
Not yet.
No. I'll finish here, walk the dog, and then I'll have my dinner.
Wow.
Walk
with a smile.
Walk the dog. That means end of the drive back.
Oh, really? Not a long walk. Nadim's interior decorator.
You seen his dog? It's a big one.
Is it? You have big dogs too, right?
Yeah, but his is a big one.
Yeah. Well, you guys are out here in the country. You got space.
Well, he is. He's a bit more in the country than me, ish.
Why do some Liverpool players have a problem passing when they're in on goal? I could count at least 3 times where if the attacker would look up and see, they could square it to a teammate. They would have won by 3 or more today, Stevie.
I would suggest it's to do with confidence and the fact that the team's struggling. You know, when the whole team's struggling, everything becomes harder. It's amazing. You know, when your team's doing well, you see everything so much clearer. You always seem to have more time on the ball to make a decision. But when you're struggling and when the team's struggling and when everybody's under pressure, you just don't seem to have enough time on the ball and you don't seem to see things as clear as you normally do. That's what's kind of going on just now with Liverpool.
That is Stevie doing a lyrics. I mean, if you put a melody to that quote, I can see everything so clearly now. He was unbelievable there. Fantastic, Stevie. But I think it's more down
I thank you all.
Not only that, when the team is doing well, I think that Nunez, at the moment, what he did was he could square the ball to Salah, and there have been some incident with Salah maybe could have squared it to some teammates during the last 2-3 years as well. But I still think that it's sometimes strikers do that, and it's a weakness. I had a weakness myself. When I came on goal, I was only looking at the goal. That was not good enough. That was a weakness. But it's also a strength sometimes. So I don't think it's only about you having confidence or your team winning. There are some strikers who are like that. And Nunez, I've seen a lot of Nunez. I think that is one of the strengths he has to get better into his game.
Stevie, from like a dressing room perspective, how do you think the team will react to what Nunez did? Because it feels very selfish.
Well, it all depends on the result generally. You know, had the result gone the wrong way, then it would still be in players' minds. But you know, results. What was that saying? A friend of mine told me a saying.
Oh boy.
He said, "Results are the deodorant of the game because it covers all bad smells."
Oh, we got there in the end.
Something like that.
Yeah, we got there in the end.
We took the scenic walk.
Was he today? Some sort of poet?
He's very, yeah.
But winning, sorry,
Results are the deodorant of the game.
Sorry, I got it wrong.
All right.
Winning is the deodorant of the game because it covers all bad smells. There you go.
Wordsmith, Steve Nicol. Next question is for you and I, Craig. Pulisic has fewer minutes than Kepa. Nothing, something, or everything.
What do you mean?
That feels like a topic from Football America, speaking of.
Pulisic
Since Potter took over. It's kind of the point.
I get the first.
Like, how big a worry is it?
Nothing, something, or everything. What does that mean?
So nothing means like, it's not that big a deal. Something means, well, it could be a big deal. And everything means like, nah, it's a major problem.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Cryptic messages here. I think his game time continues to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think the more managers that go in and don't play him, people have to realise you've got to look at the player and not keep looking at 5 or 6 coaches now who have pretty much dealt with them in the same way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think the counter is, he did get a goal and like his playing time isn't continued.
Yeah, but just scoring a goal doesn't mean you're going to be...
No, but I mean...
Anybody can score a goal.
It doesn't matter the sport. If you play well, you get more playing time, right?
Well,
and that's not what's happening with Pulisic. That's not happening.
Hold on.
He's playing well, and then the next game he doesn't play or plays less.
If he has a good game, does that mean that Potter maybe had a couple of players out or he had injuries? Do you think, are you still in this bandwagon that seems to have gathered some speed in this country, that managers are not playing him because he's American?
No, I'm not saying a manager.
No, because I've seen that out there. Do you think
Who's saying that, Craig?
No,
who's saying that?
No, they're just idiots on Twitter. But most of these people follow
like
that.
the critics
follow that
that are claimed.
Yeah, American journalists. Anyway.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that he's American. I think it has way more to do with the fact that American fans talk about it a lot and are frustrated that a player who...
Here's the deal. Frank Lampard, Potter, Lucien Favre, Thomas Tuchel, all these guys have managed them recently, right? The current incumbent is Graham Potter. Do you think, even if Christian Pulisic plays well, right, that he sits down and picks his team for the next game and thinks, I'm going to pick a team and leave him out because that's going to make us worse? Or do you think he picks a team that thinks it's going to make them better?
Obviously better. But at some point, from the player's perspective, you play well, you expect more opportunities, and that's not really happening now for Pulisic.
No, but it hasn't happened with him under Lampard. It didn't happen under Tuchel. It didn't happen under Lucien Favre at Borussia Dortmund. I mean, am I not making it clear? It's several managers now have used the player in the same manner. What is that telling you? They think at their team they have better options. I mean, there was people piping on about he should have been in the team before Mason Mount. Mason Mount, up until the last few weeks or whatever it is, hasn't had the best of seasons, but he's a better player.
He's a different player.
He's a different player. But
I think it's a different player we were looking for now. But if there is something that Potter in this kind of very, very competitive Premier League, when Potter and all managers, I mean, we're talking about the Prime Minister in this country, they got fired after 40 days. So you imagine being a manager in this country, and if you think that he won't pick him because he's an American, that is rubbish. He would pick the team that makes him win football games. Correct. He could even pick a Norwegian if he had one.
Great. Yeah. We'll bring you on Football Americas then tomorrow to continue this lovely conversation.
Well, no, because I couldn't. You might be having it on your programme tomorrow. I couldn't keep having this conversation. It's driving most of us nuts. I mean, it really is. When you go to a big club that wins things, and generally Chelsea have, it's tough to get in the team. Mm-hmm. I mean, this scenario is driving a lot of people nuts about Christian Pulisic.
Quickly, Stevie.
Would you agree with me that, Christian at his best, what he's best at, in my opinion, if you would agree, is that he runs at players, right?
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that he's good at when he's playing well. Unfortunately, you don't know whether he's going to lose the ball or beat the man. So if you're a coach and you're picking a team and you don't know what you're going to get because you don't know whether it's going to go haywire or whether it's going to turn out, so therefore you don't pick somebody who right now when he's played, that's what's happening. You don't know what you're getting. You don't know whether he's going to beat the guy or you don't know whether he's going to stand on it. And that's why you don't play a guy regularly, because you're not quite sure what you're going to get.
Let's move on. Are Madrid still decided to beat in the Champions League?
Oh, so you didn't disagree or agree?
He's saving it till tomorrow's Football Americas.
I think it's harsh to say that like a player who goes one-on-one, you don't play him because he could lose the ball. That's why you have a player that does one-on-one, because you have him there to take the risk.
No, but it tells you what it tells you is he's losing it more than he's winning. That's what it tells you. That's why he's not playing.
Let me
He's not playing
spell
because
it.
when he runs at people, he keeps beating people. It's because he keeps running at people and he's not beating them and he's losing the ball. Do you want me to make it any simpler?
No way. But there's no way we have to, Craig. Before you make your big show,
I'm done.
There is no way. No, but there's no way. I come from the other side as well. There's no way we have to take Pulisic down because of the things that he is doing and what he's good at. But what we have to discuss is that at Chelsea Football Club, they will pick the best players. They will pick the best players who are good with each other. If they need Pulisic, he will play 10 games in a row. 100%.
Yeah, and unfortunately there are people this side of the pond that you could have that discussion with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you know, and it does feel like we're actually rubbishing Christian Pulisic when actually he's a very good player, as you mentioned.
And the stats say he's very productive for Chelsea, you know, in the minutes he gets.
Jesus.
When he's at his best,
it is tedious. I'm not arguing with you. Listen, I've got no vested interest here.
Yep.
Chelsea fans will tell you.
I've got a vested interest in catching my flight, so let's push on to the next question.
Now, the Timo Werner is the hope for Germany. He will be their main striker. He couldn't get games at the end of Chelsea. Should we have the same discussion about Chelsea manager don't like to pick Germans?
Thomas Tuchel didn't like Germans, did he? Oh, he's German, hold on.
Are Madrid still decided to beat in the Champions League, especially because they seem to up their game a notch when playing top sides and in difficult situations? PSG, City, etc., proving that they can have off days.
You'd have to say yes.
Yeah.
They're the holders. They are rock solid in terms of the way they play. They're not the most attractive side to watch, but, you know, if Benzema's fit and Vinicius Junior continues and Modric and Kroos, and yeah, I mean...
Something about the culture, boys. Something about them, and we saw that last season, that culture that we think we will win anyway. How many of those games last season that you saw they upped their game? Not only did they up their game, they upped their game when they needed in the game. So if 20 minutes to go, you always had that confidence, and you saw that the players, they were kind of contagious with each other, if that is the right word to say. In the way that they knew, okay, we'll get a goal, just calm down, that will come. And some of the teams missing that. And the big, I don't think PSG will be there. I think City and some of the English team can be there. Bayern Munich will miss that number 9. So Real Madrid have to be up there among the favorites, absolutely.
Our last question is not actually a question, it's a statement, and it's from the verified Twitter account.
Read it out and then we'll leave.
From Tony Cruz. Fede Valverde, top 3 in the world right now. What do you think? He was great today. I mean, top 3, whatever, but he was really good. And he's got goals now.
I think, yeah. No, I wouldn't go that far, but he's, yeah. I mean, we talked about him last year. He was a shoe-in for the Champions League final, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Just because of the way he plays. And he's carried that on. He's got a bit of everything. He's engine, good tackler, can play several positions, and he's adding some goals to his game, but I wouldn't quite go top 3 in the planet.
Not yet.
It was like Brian Clough said. They asked him, "Are you the best manager in the world?" And he said, "I don't know, but I'm top 1."
We'll end it on that note. Jan, Stevie, thank you very much. We'll be back for tomorrow's edition.
Why don't you talk about that on Football Americas tomorrow? Why don't you talk
ESPN
about
FC?
that?
About Valverde?
Yeah.
I mean, we could. He's from Uruguay.
Exactly.
In the Americas.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.